Good morning, everyone. It's an late August morning here in my Minibeds-on-Plastic experimental garden. I have a bed here with buckwheat as a cover crop. It's flowering and I need to get that cut. You can see that that is a mini bed down there, and the buckwheat's done well. This mini bed here has Sudan grass growing in it as a cover crop. I did have potatoes in there. Both of these beds had potatoes, and I've followed up with the green crop as a cover crop. Now, what I really want to show you is these three beds I have here of strawberries. There's one, there's two, and there's three. And these strawberries are exemplary of how I believe mini beds should be planted when it comes to strawberries. What I've done here is I planted 4 plants in the spring, and I have followed EP Rowe's instructions for growing these using his single plant system. And I tell all about this in my Planet Whiz Bang idea book for gardeners, but briefly, all it involves is planting your plants and then picking off all the runners. There's a runner that come out overnight. Picking off all runners the first year, and picking off all blossoms that grow the first year. There's a runner. I've come through here and picked runners numerous times. It's not that hard. It's a pretty simple process. 4 plants in the spring, pick off all the runners, pick off all the blossoms the first year. The next year, in the spring, next spring, these plants will explode with strawberries of the largest and finest quality, as EP Rowe says. And he's right, I've done this before. Nothing could be simpler than planting 4 plants here in a mini bed and picking off all the runners and all the blossoms, and then next year in the spring having all those beautiful strawberries. Of course, in the winter I'll cover these beds with straw or leaves, shredded leaves, not unshredded, which would mat down, but shredded leaves which stay fluffy. And that's all there is to it. Keep the weeds down. If I need to water them in the spring, next spring, you know, if they need moisture at fruiting time, I can get one of my Whiz Bang bucket irrigation kits and drip right into the center of the bed, 3 or 4 gallons, and that will solve that problem. But for strawberries, 4 strawberries in a bed, they're not too crowded. If they get too crowded, you end up with little berries or no berries. So 4 berry plants appear to be good. And of course, with this Minibeds-on-Plastic system, the roots have access to moisture, which is always present under the black plastic that surrounds each of these mini beds. Okay, that's in a nutshell. That is how I recommend that you plant and cultivate your strawberry plants in mini beds. And EP Rowe was a remarkable source of information for growing strawberries. He was the famous berry man of the 1800s, and he knew what he was doing. And the single plant system works for, as I said, growing strawberries of the largest and finest quality. We'll see how these look in the spring, but boy, they sure are looking great for now.